In 1983, the CIA funded research into a method they believed could let people access altered states, even move beyond time and space. It was called the gateway process. Today, we're breaking down the classified files behind this project, what they tried to do, and how far they really got. In this video, we'll explore 3 of those declassified documents: the official theory behind the gateway process, the Monroe Institute's overview, and the practical workbook that taught people how to use it. Let's start with the most challenging and informative of the 3, the official analysis by Wayne McDonald. I find this file the most exciting one, and I'm sure once this video ends you'll be interested as much as I am. File starts with Wayne McDonald's explanation of the file, and he mentions that he needed to delve into various sources such as quantum mechanics in order to understand gateway process. He mentions that when he fully grasped what this process is about, it is not a threat to Eastern or Western belief systems. He finishes his report by saying this process is not a final word on the subject but the validity of its basic structure, which means it's the beginning of a new perspective on things it covers. At its core, the gateway process blends hypnosis, transcendental meditation, and biofeedback. McDonald explains that hemi-sync builds on a hypnosis, a method that lets us bypass the left analytic side of the brain and send suggestions directly to the right side, the emotional side of the brain. Once the left side is distracted, the subconscious mind becomes receptive. He mentions that gateway experience used this hypnosis in early stages to accelerate the progress. Then comes transcendental meditation and biofeedback. He writes that if the conscious mind can visualize a result clearly enough and the body feels the emotion tied to it, the brain learns to recreate that state, a process that can even aid healing or trigger deep meditative states. The deeper McDonald goes, the stranger it gets. He introduces a theory that the universe itself is a hologram, that what we see as a physical reality is just a projection of a larger energetic field. Our consciousness, he says, is not bound to the brain, it's part of the universal hologram. And through the gateway process, we might learn to tune our consciousness into different parts of it, reaching beyond time and space. To understand the focus levels, McDonald first explains the different brainwave frequencies. There is beta, or normal waking state, alpha, state of light relaxation, theta, the state of deep meditation and dreams where paranormal events are said to occur, and delta, which is deep, dreamless sleep. The entire goal of the gateway tapes is to guide the user's brain into these deeper theta states while keeping their mind fully aware. This file talks about focus levels 15 and 21. Focus level 15 is basically traveling into past, while 21 is going to the future. Practitioners reportedly experience time distortion or even contact with their future self. McDonald says around 5% of people that practice reaches those levels of states, but Monroe Institute says it is attainable with enough practice. In my opinion, this file is the most interesting but hardest to comprehend one, since it talks about lots of scientific subjects, people, and events. I really do like some parts of it, which is mostly about consciousness and brain, but some parts are not making sense to me. I'll talk about it again after we go through other 2 files. The second file, the Gateway Program. This file tells the story from Monroe's perspective. Robert Monroe began experimenting in the late 1950s after accidentally experiencing out-of-body state. By the 1960s, he discovered something called frequency following response, the brain's tendency to sync its own rhythms with external sounds. That discovery became the foundation of hemi-sync technology. The institute designed experiments to train people to reach different consciousness levels. In one experiment, 20 participants lay down in a dark room, wearing headphones that played layered, non-verbal musics mixed with nature sounds. The goal was to reach what they called Focus 10, body asleep, mind awake. After practice, some could reach this state almost instantly. At Focus 12, they described a heightened awareness and connection with what Monroe called the larger self. So basically, Focus 10 is a state of calm body while mind is awake at its full potential, and Focus 12 is tapping into the higher self. It's been said that using Focus 12, a person can solve problems that they couldn't before. And beyond that, Focus 15 and Focus 21, they believed consciousness could move beyond time and explore other dimensions of reality, as it's been mentioned in the first file. Third file, Gateway Workbook. The third document, the Gateway Intermediate Workbook, is where things get practical and a bit mystical. It even starts with a warning. These exercises are meant only for those who completed the first gateway session. It includes daily practices and affirmations like setting intentions, focusing on desired knowledge, and working with energy. Before each exercise, participants were told to do 3 things. 1. Resonant breathing. Deep, rhythmic breathing that gathers energy into the head and releases tension through the feet. 2. Security repository box. An imaginary box to place all distraction before meditating. 3. Affirmations. They must be repeated with emotion because belief, not words, programs the subconscious. Then there is 5 exercises that looks like foundation of this process. It has deep explanation and examples of how to do, but briefly they can be explained like this. The energy bar tool. Visualizing a beam of light and learning to control and charge it. The living body map. Imagining your body as lines of colored light and healing dim areas with your energy. And the resonant energy balloon. A full body field of light used for protection or expansion. Some exercises even reference remote viewing, energy healing, and astral projection, what Monroe described as exploring non-physical realities. With the energy bar tool exercise, user practice stimulating and focusing non-physical energies so user can have conscious control over their energy. Living body map is going one step beyond and healing your body with that power you are practicing. Resonant energy balloon is the hardest version of energy bar tool and it's used to go beyond focus level 10. As you can see, there is more practices and all of them have more explanations at the end of the file. So that's the gateway experience. It's a mix of neuroscience, meditation, and pretty mysterious. Original files feels more spiritual, but once you read Wayne McDonald's file, you see the scientific parts of it too. I highly recommend reading Wayne McDonald's file since it explains the logical ground. Other 2 files feels too shady when you read it, and even though I read Wayne McDonald's file, I still struggle to believe some of the things are true, but maybe that's where the practice of it counts. I still urge you to do more research about it, since original files warns the person to be careful about their not observed experiences might lead to bad results. If you enjoyed the video, consider subscribing and liking the video. You can share your ideas and ask questions in the comments. Lots of love, take care, and I'll see you in another video.